Oh, yes. It's 1:11. Yeah. And I took an hour or two this morning just kind of looking at Facebook. Yeah. And I had seen a really nice picture of a dog. Yeah. So I put it on there, but I was going through some old emails. Yeah. And I'm seeing if this will work or not. Yeah, it should work. Oh, there it goes. Yeah. You know, I had sent an email that quite a long time ago, yes, on March 19th of 2017 at 10:30 p.m. Send it to the West Virginia Sheriff Headley Poe. And West Virginia schools, yes, Summer County, West Virginia. And Tiffany Boyette at GilmerSchools.com. You know, I had known somebody from West Virginia. And then there was Alabama. And Terry Jones at MCALA. I wonder who that is. You know, I can actually take every email address. I can Google the email address because I got them off the internet. And I can prove exactly what emails I sent. Now, I'm having some problems because my phone has been on all morning and no one has called me. Now, this is back in March of 2017, and there was a Karen Card at TennesseeCourts.gov in Tennessee. Shelby County, Tennessee, Brandon Wise. Sheriff BPSI at ShelbySheriff.org. And then there's a Norm Link at the Snohomish County Sheriff's Department. Jay Millett. Oscoda County in Michigan. Sheriff of Oscoda. Then there's the Iowa. Jake Floyd County, Iowa. Cole County, Kay Woodson. You know, this concept to me, cyber stalking. Yes. I would have just Googled what the email addresses were, and then I would have searched for the emails that would prove that I did or did not cyberstalk. You know, it's kind of interesting that my sons are being held hostage, and there's no protected person signature. Right. And then they admitted this evidence that I was innocent of count number 2 of the 2-count criminal complaint. Did anybody copy and paste the actual emails and the recipients? Yes. Because the state's response says that charges of cyber stalking, violation of a domestic violence, no contact order. When I wasn't in Brennan, Washington. Did anybody look at the actual identity of the individuals that supposedly received the email on or about June 16th? It seems that to allow for involuntary administration of antipsychotic medication, Mr. Budnick's restoration period. Now, I'm wanting to know, did the prosecuting attorney of Jefferson County actually copy and paste the emails? It says that Mr. Budnick's own correspondence on the date which he is alleged to have violated the no contact order reflects that he was aware of the order and angry about the fact that it was issued. Own correspondence on the date that he alleged. State need not prove personal service, so rather it only proved that Mr. had knowledge of the order's existence. Evidence available to the state establishes a prima facie case. Yeah. You know, I'm looking at this email that I sent in March of 2017. Yeah. There seemed to be somewhat of a culture of what do you call it again? Where you confront people. Yes. And now I'm just gonna make a small adjustment to this. Yeah. Airline Bluetooth. You know, auto rotate brightness settings. I don't know why this is not. Oh, that's how it works. Yes. Sound location. Nope. I wondered about that. I set my alarm this morning and I thought, well, how many people get up when the alarm goes off? You know, it's one of those when you're working. Do you set an alarm before you go to work? Yeah. And do you sleep in until that time, or? I mean, you work in the government, and your thought is, well, all I have to do is have knowledge of it, and I shouldn't be upset that I'm frustrated that no one's enforcing my rights. You know, there's what's known as compliance, and when I was reading this email, I don't know how to adjust this so that the screen doesn't date and time, storage, battery. You ever heard of compliance? Now, the state's response says that they did or did not actually get the identities of all the recipients of the email that I allegedly sent where I was cyber stalking. Because I was sure that I didn't send an email to any person that Heidi worked with. I did send quite a few emails to Cole County, yes. Bill Dixon of Sequim, Washington. Brian Smith of Port Angeles, Washington. If you search for an email that says, be sure that every county clerk and every county commissioner gets this, considering that they are liable for the enforcing of the law. Yeah. Now, again, that was on March 19th of 2017. Months before the 2-count criminal complaint. Now, I know that a lot of those in government dislike this, but the government's not releasing my sons from being held hostage, and I want an email that gives me the legal right to live with them. Ouch. I want that to happen today. Oftentimes I send that in emails. I want this to happen today. I want that email that gives me the legal right to reside with my sons, and I want them to email me. I want the United States government to stop making decisions about myself and my family that violate the laws of the United States. I want the government making, I do not want the government making any more decisions that violate the rights of Americans. I do not want any oath of office making any decisions that violate the laws. I want every law enforced, and I do not want law enforcement committing any more crimes. So if you have a badge on, you need to stop committing any crimes that you've been committing. Now, this was sent on Wednesday, March 8th of 2017. Yes. At 1:01 p.m. Ooh, to West Virginia sheriffs. Ooch. And to Tennessee sheriffs. Oh. And to those in Alabama. Pooh. And those in Iowa. Ooch. And then there's President Juncker. Yes, the president of the European Union. I think that's where he works at. Then Snohomish County. Oops. Now, I understand, okay, the oath of the county clerk. If anyone that is not the actual person that is the sworn oath uses anything to certify, stamp, or seal any court document, it is a felony. In reviewing the actual stamps on the RI.PDF form, I have to wonder who it is that have been certifying court documents, because if it's any fish twin, any clone that is using any state-issued instrument for the purpose of making official court documents, there's a real possibility of real incarceration for any county clerk. Ouch. Allowing for the use of the state-issued stamps or seals. Is this the actual handwriting of the county clerk? It looks like the number 3 with an I in the middle of it. Oh, look at that. If you look at the number 3 on the 31st, yes. Doesn't that look like an I? Now, the state says that I emailed somebody. Did you actually look at the actual email addresses? Mr. Budnick's own correspondence on that date. Yes. Which he is alleged to have violated the no contact order. Did you get any of the other correspondence approximately Well, it would have been 3 years, 3 months before that. Let's see, April, May, June. Now, did anybody use the state court stamp without the authority of law? Ooch. This 31st, yes, doesn't look like this 31st. Oh. Now, I put these screen prints in these emails so that sheriffs will know that when I sue them, ooch, and they end up in prison for refusing to enforce the laws. Ooh. Just looking at the two seals in the above, two pictures above it, looks like two different signatures and two different persons. Or a person in the fish clone had to be paid to seal the court documents. Oh my gosh. Now, if you look at the picture below, what is the allowable distance a person can be kept from being from any residence or business? Ooch. This says 1,000 feet. Oh. If a couple that is married has children, what is the limit to the amount of time that a protection order can be issued? Ouch. 10 years, is that right? You can issue them for 10 years. Now, can you issue a protection order without all the necessary legal information being filled out? Can the court clerk certify a court form if the information is not correct and true? Oh, look it, no court address, no telephone number. When I was a stockbroker, I did not have the authority to alter any legal document because it voids the legitimacy of the document. Can the court commissioner put words in the court document that are not a part of the original court document? Oh, look it, Superior. Now, it seems the state says that just because I have knowledge of a protection order doesn't mean the protection order doesn't have some compliance requirements. Yes. Can you have a court hearing? Yes. Without the respondent being served and the court not having proof of service. Respondent didn't have actual notice of the hearing. It looks to me that there's the real case of a travesty of the procedures of process, the rule of law, and the fraud of altering court documents, changing laws, obstructing justice, and using imposters that are not court employees. That are not sworn oaths to certify court documents that obstructed my son's civil rights and violated my right to due process. And I want the law enforced, and I want my son's. Now, I'm just going to go through some old emails that I sent. Well, let's see here. Ooch, on March 3rd, wasn't it? That would be April, May, and June. Is there some reason why the state doesn't have compliance with what the law requires?